are so live, man. MIC podcast, bro, episode 121, where everyone is a master of their own creation, man. And our guest today is just a super small world and a very pleasant surprise. We have a super dope comic, super dope person. He's also the co-creator of Gaslight Comedy here in Pittsburgh, which showcases just pretty much comedians here in the city or abroad, and are just, pretty much giving comedians a platform here in the city, man. We have Eben Parker in the building. What's going on, bro?
Dude, what's up?
My man, we're shaking, bro.
Oh, my God. All right, listen. Toby and I have talked about this a couple times now, but you got to know this. Toby and I met each other 10 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah, give the context. Absolutely.
And truly, like, first semester college, one of my favorite people.
Dude, no, I was just like even thinking, and yeah, it's just like, give you context on like, how, Eben and I met. Yeah, bro, like you were like one of like the first people like I fucking met like when I got to school.
Dude, you were also in the stand-up club.
Yeah,
and you were one of the reasons that I was excited to be doing it.
That's so crazy.
And just life took us in different
Absolutely
directions.
Right.
Did different things.
Yeah.
No one should do stand-up if I'm being real about it. So like, listen, we made different mistakes, but like, when you hit me up, this guy said, "Hello, Mr. Parker. Would you like to be on this podcast? We've heard great things about you." And I was looking at the name and the photo, like, I'm having a stroke. Like, I fucking know this guy. Do I?
Yeah, right.
So I thought I was insane. And we went back and forth for like a while before I was like, "Hey, man."
He broke the ice. You went, yeah, right. Because, bro, it couldn't be me. From a professional standpoint, you can never make that jump and just assume you fucking know somebody.
Hey, I don't know if you remember, but a couple,
yeah, right. It could have been that easy, right?
Like, hey, I remember you well, and hey, it's great.
Right.
Listen, I
had this whole template.
I totally get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it. It's
like, nigga, I know you.
And you know what? If you had done that, we wouldn't have had this hilarious moment,
right. Yeah, no facts.
Which truly, if nothing else, I'm never gonna watch this podcast. I can't stand my face.
Yeah,
like, I'm not, like,
no, right.
But like that's my I fucking love that. So
no, man. And like, bro, again, thank you for taking the time, bro. You've been up to a lot of dope things, and like, bro, like the past fucking 10 years, I've seen you. So it's gonna be dope to just unpack and just really get into like where life is taking you since school and
oh my God,
all the crazy shit.
He said he did his research, and I'm fucking scared, dude. I don't know.
Right. So your last STD.
Yeah. Listen, this is why I got a VPN.
Yeah.
NordVPN. Please sponsor this podcast.
Man, this episode is gonna be fucking nuts. But no, man, if we can just just kind of bro, just jump into it, man. Like, so initially, bro, for you, like, how did your relationship with comedy start? Like,
oh man, so I like, it feels cliche. Also, should I look at you or the camera?
I mean, just like whatever you're feeling.
Just vibing.
Fuck me, honestly. Yeah.
So comedy. It's cliche, but I was always trying to make people laugh.
Right.
And I remember being like 9, and the gym teacher at my school, I told him, I was like, "Hey, why didn't you make like a hockey player and get the puck out of here?" Because it was just like a joke that I'd heard, but I was like 8. And I was like, "Oh, this is like a joke." And he looked at me and he goes, "Enough with the jokes, Mr. Parker." And he just walks away. Yeah. And I was like, "You don't know how wrong you are."
Yeah, right. I bet you remember his name too.
Mr. Fleischman.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You never forget shit like that.
Like motherfucker.
Yeah, right? Like, grumpy ass motherfucker. Like,
I'll show you. I'll be a clown.
Yeah.
So, literally, like, my whole life, I love making people laugh.
Sure, yeah.
I remember I memorized, I think at the time, like, when in middle school, like, I was reciting, like, and I've gotten better since then, but Larry the Cable Guy, like,
yeah.
Because that's what a 12-year-old likes.
And like that's who was like popping. I mean, bro, like for what it's worth, Larry the Cable Guy,
I
like
could
his
wrap my
peak.
head around it.
Yeah,
It was very accessible.
Sure,
to me
right.
When I was 12.
Right. Yeah. No facts. Right.
So I was like I love comedy, and then in high school I started. I'd go to my family and be like, "Hey, is this funny? Is this funny? Is this funny?" And after like a year or two of that, my mom put her hand on my shoulder and she was like, Eben, I can't. Just shut the fuck. And she gave me a notebook and a pen and was like, just write it down.
Yeah, right.
Just write it down.
Yeah.
And so for the next like year or two, I just wrote jokes in that little journal. I still remember the first joke I ever wrote down.
What was it?
So this is when I was, this is a long time ago, but the joke was like, there's a lot of funny Jews, but Germans have the stereotype of being not funny. I think the reason there are so many funny Jews is they fared better in the camps.
Oh my!
And
your first one out the gate.
They just liked them more. So so I had an impression.
They like the boys.
It's an impression of Seinfeld at a concentration camp.
Oh my god!
And it's just
this go on YouTube. You might not go. You might not go to that bit. Yeah,
listen.
Yeah.
You said the porn star got stuff. This if it's that bad.
What's up with the food around here?
Hey, what's the deal with no food?
Yeah. I saw a guy's ribs. What's up with that?
Hey, what's the deal with it?
Holy shit, dude. That's crazy.
That was the first joke I ever wrote down.
That's wild.
I think I've talked about it before, but I've never performed it because obviously, right? Like,
right.
You know, fuck. I was like 16 or something.
Right.
So,
Seinfeld probably couldn't even get that shit off. Like,
But like that's how like impactful that moment was to me. You know. Like,
I know absolutely.
Getting it. I remember writing down the first joke. And,
okay.
You know, I filled that journal. I filled, a bunch of journals since, and
that's crazy.
You know, but so I was writing the jokes, and then after like a year writing jokes, I just looked up, comedy open mics.
Sure.
I had seen some comedians, like local comics, and I said like, hey, how do you get into this? There's actually a guy named Chris Mohan, and he was like, just go to open mics. So I looked up open mics, and I went to the Improv, and it was a bringer, and I didn't have anyone, so I just said I had brought people, and they went, all right. And it was T-Robe's Wednesday open mic, and I went up and I did a shitty 5 minutes, and I went. The reason I went to Penn State is because they had a student stand-up club. And second floor was the reason I went to Penn State.
That's crazy. So like that, and like it even leads to my next question. But like, I usually intro like fucking every episode with this. But like, are you from Pittsburgh originally?
Yeah.
Okay, word. So like Pittsburgh proper.
Squirrel Hill.
Okay, but so like Pittsburgh though, like word. Yeah. The word. Like I didn't even fucking know that because like I thought that it was maybe just like another part of Pennsylvania. Like I didn't even know that you were initially from Pittsburgh. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. I went to Taylor Alderdays.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Okay, word. Yeah. So Pittsburgh for real. Like,
that's crazy. Grew up right down the street from Blue Slide Park.
That's wild, bro. Yeah, dude, that's nuts. Like I'm sure we fucking talked about that 10 years ago, but
maybe not. Because I'm a Fairweather fan. I didn't like him until after when everyone was sharing his music.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
that's ironic, bro. Because like as someone from Pittsburgh, because I was in Maryland, bro, and I remember it was like my freshman year Spanish class, bro. Like this kid, bro, fucking white kid named Jack, bro, just comes in with his iPod, and it's like, dude, like, have you heard of this Senior Skip Day song by Mac Miller? I was like, who? He literally just put the fucking joint in my ear. I was like, what the fuck? This kind of
like even then, like I was never into like his like the party stuff, but it was
right.
And so like obviously people in town were talking about it.
Yeah, right.
And then I heard the stuff where it's like I like to party, and I was like, I'm not. That's just not me. I'm not even pretending it's me.
Yeah, right.
I don't like parties.
Yeah.
But then I heard his later stuff, and he was like, I'm sad and I
want
to die.
He evolved.
I was like, oh, I vibe with that.
That's my stuff right there, right? No.
Also,
right. No, facts though. But that's so like it just even kind of brings me into my next question. So like it was so like yes, stand up pretty much brought you into Penn State, but like up to that point, bro, like. How many open mics were under your belt? Like was
one or two.
Yeah, because like,
it was
still
the
fresh.
End of my senior year.
Okay.
So I did some open mics before I left to work at like a summer camp.
Okay.
That was like a counselor at a Jewish summer camp up in Canada.
Right.
They had like a staff talent show, and I did a set there.
Right.
And then I went to Penn State, and and then we met.
Yeah,
so that's
bro, right? And just even like when you joined the stand up club, bro, and like again, appreciate your words. You said like I was maybe like part of the reason why you were excited, and that surprises me because I'm just sitting there like, dude,
well, you're cool as fuck. Like,
I am the least talented person. Like everybody here is incredibly funny, incredibly witty. Like, what the fuck am I doing here?
You were just a cool fucking guy to be around. Like,
no, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, like I don't know. I fucking listen. Mike Regan or May Regan.
Yeah, word.
May Regan, so fucking funny.
Dude.
I remember,
man.
I remember jokes of hers. Most other people, I remember their names.
Yeah,
but,
right.
I mean, May really, yeah. But other than that, I mean, and even at open mics, like part of what I love about stand up is that it's like the lowest barrier to entry. Like you need to be able to get to the venue, but once you're there, like you don't need an instrument.
Right.
You don't need like equipment.
Sure.
Right. Like you just gotta be able to get up and be delusional and
right.
that and like it,
right.
And you just gotta have something to say.
Right.
And that I think that's really cool. Like I'm trying to learn how to play guitar right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not dexterous. Like I can't. Like I just have shitty dexterity.
Yeah. Right.
And so, like, I'm never going to be a, guitarist.
Right.
Quality. But, like, with stand-up, it's like, how much can you think about something? It's just, you can throw thought at a problem.
Right.
And get to a joke.
Right.
Whereas, you can't just think about playing piano. You got to, actually practice the scales.
Yeah.
And there are things to practice. There's
sure.
a craft, but it's I like that it's very much like the person and not, it's kind of like stripped down.
Yeah. No, absolutely, bro. Like, I think, as far as like just anything entertainment wise and just like as far as performance goes, bro, like it's one of the hardest things to do. Like it's just, it's truly just like, again, anyone who has mastered that form of performance, bro, it's just like, damn, I mean, shout out to you, bro. Like it is incredibly difficult to be entertaining in front of a stage of people who are just like, yeah, fucking do something, motherfucker. Like, say some funny shit. Like,
at this point in my life, I mean, and to master, I'd love to master it, right?
Right. No, and like even some of like the true vets will tell you like, I'm not a master. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still very much learning.
But it's the idea of being on stage, like, again, like with a guitar or like with a band of people you have to be in sync with.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like, to me, I'm like, okay, like I can get on stage and bullshit and like do whatever. And even if it goes bad, like I have like, I think about it like chef hands.
Okay.
Where like you touch something hot and it's like, I feel like I have that for shame.
Right. Just a callus, just like a fucking just blister. That's just the calcified.
If you want to get over your social anxiety, just go to open mics for years. And, like every situation, like you're at like a dinner table and everyone's like, oh, you and your girlfriend broke up, and everyone's like looking at you. Be like, all right, I've practiced this. I might bomb, but it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, right. So that's fucking hilarious. I mean, bro, no, like, so I mean, I don't know, man. Just like as far as like when you're in the club and like you're pretty much just like in that workshop, workshopping your stuff and everything. Like, I don't know, like what was that process like for you? What did you learn? Just through that process, like, I don't know, just like and it's like as far as like you getting up on the stage and building that house. I know, like you said, like you kind of had that, going in, but like, what was like the biggest thing like you learned from the club, bro?
From second floor. I think the biggest thing was that like it was so on a very like base level. I learned have a notebook, write your jokes down.
Okay.
Like don't just keep it in your head. Like write it down and move the mic stand out from in front of you. Like don't hide yourself, on the back wall.
Interesting. Okay.
Right. So just like little stagecraft things like that of like, hey, don't try to like sink into the background. We can't see if your leg is shaking. We can't see it.
Right.
And I think that because after every set, people would give feedback.
Yeah.
And the feedback was, I think, was always really good. And it was like, hey, like, here's what I'm interested in. here's what I'm not interested in. Oh, you said this, like, go into that more. I wanted to hear more about this, write more jokes about this. And so it kind of helped create the mindset of like, okay, like, I love one-liners. I love one-liners, but like, okay, can you take a one-liner and can you like develop it and like stick on the thing that's funny and like, build 5 minutes out of it? And that's still something that I wish I was better at.
Yeah, right.
But like, I think just that encouragement of like, hey, you said this thing, I liked this, and hey, I don't know if I liked that, but I did like this part. I want to hear more about this.
Right.
Like, I loved hearing that. Yeah, I think that's probably like the biggest thing.
No, definitely, man. And like, I just even want your opinion, just like, while we're at it, because like you said, like earlier that the barrier to entry is like pretty low, which I mean is a good and bad thing, right? I mean, like, you can get someone who has been wanting to do stand up, and like finally has opportunities, finally comfortable enough to go to open mic. And then you could have fucking Mike, dude, fucking all 5 beers, like, I'm funny, like, yeah, right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's you take the good with the bad.
right.
But the bad doesn't
supersede, like people actually like exploring that opportunity to like do an open mic.
If somebody's doing it, I feel like the people that stick around are the people that are really like motivated, because it is kind of a slog. And I like, honestly, like, if people in the local scene are listening to this, are going to be like, Eben, you don't come out to open mics. You're barely out. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, they're still out like every night, 2 open mics a night. Grinding. And
absolutely.
That shit's hard.
No, bro, it's thankless.
And so if you're the kind of person that's like just trying to be an asshole, you don't actually like care about it.
Food.
It's gonna you're not gonna
eating alive, bro.
You're just gonna like burn it. You'll be like, there's just other things I want to do with my time.
Yeah, right.
Like,
right,
it's just
right.
it's the time commitment that becomes the biggest barrier. But even if you're, I think something else that I've learned over the last like fucking 10 years is like, stand-up's just fucking fun.
Sure.
And I think that when I was 18, I had this idea that like, if you're going to do any art, like any art, whether it's like video, film, comedy, writing, whatever, it's like you're a failure unless you're doing it professionally, and unless you're like respected, unless you have all these things. And it's like, if I decided tomorrow that like this isn't what I wanted to do for my career, I'd still do it.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's just something that I love.
Yeah, right.
And it's that simple. And it's like, it like, and the more I've gotten into it as like a business and as like someone who's like working in it, I mean, it is gratifying to be like, hey, I got paid to do stand up once. I made $30.
No,
like,
bro. Like we're a huge proponent of that on the pod, bro. Like, just be like, artists want to be paid for your art. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, but it does. There's a difference between the shit that I wrote at Penn State and the sketches I wrote at Penn State when it was just, just an idea.
Yeah,
and it was just like this aspirational thing, and it was just fun.
Yeah,
and now where it's like scene politics and like, how much am I gonna get? Like, am I gonna get paid? Do I have to do other shit to support myself this month? Right. And just like
the life stuff kind of gets mixed in. Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, it like what's made like fed me artistically, always kind of like, it's like, yeah, like I'm doing this and I'm putting my all into it. And also, I'm trying to learn how to finger pick. I'm trying. I'm trying to learn how to
fucking play guitar too. So
but not for anyone but me.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
No, facts.
I think I'm realizing like, writing and comedy used to be like, it was just for me, right? There was no one listening, and you bring it to the forefront of your life, and it's like, okay, well, I still need that thing that's like for me.
Sure, right.
And I think that's something like I always think about like sustainability, like how do I like I was, so when we met, I was a business major.
Really? And I was gonna be like, yo, like what were you even studying?
I was studying,
I was undecided.
No, literally, I was like, all right, I'm in college, I should study something.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, all right, marketing.
Right.
And I took one fucking business class, and I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. On to the professor. I hate this so much.
On to is hilarious. I'm gonna go as a was to you.
This guy's name was Ronald Johnson, and he introduced himself to the class. It was a management course. And this guy waxed poetic about the creation of the current bureaucratic system. These men on screen behind me, they created the underlying system that allows our modern world to exist. Bureaucracy. These gentlemen.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, right.
But he's like, my name is Ronald Johnson, not Ron John. I'm a farmer. I'm a Christian. And I worked 40 years in business.
There we go. Here's my book.
Like,
welcome to Penn State.
Like, oh my God. Yeah, I dropped that class so fast.
Right.
And I was like, all right, like I'm going to pick. So I picked up a film major.
Okay.
I was like, all right, economics is reasonable.
Yeah.
And I took a couple of economics classes, and I was like, I'm never going to work in this field.
Right.
I could get the degree. I could put in the effort. I could graduate. But like, I'm never gonna do anything with this except maybe talk about it at parties. Like, oh,
maybe, yeah, right.
You know, actually, I studied economics.
Yeah,
I know, crazy because I'm like, doing. I'm doing this
right.
Whole different
dude at the
thing.
party's like, I gotta ask, did you study economics?
I studied economics. Yeah, that is why I am selling houses.
Like an economics guy when I first. Yeah,
that's why I'm a realtor.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, I'm never going to do anything with this. So the thought was literally like, okay, what do I think I could do for 40 years?
Wow, okay.
Like, because that's whatever you want to do, whether it's like the most sensible, like, I'm going to study computers, I'm going to be an engineer, or if it's film, like whatever it is, like you just got to stick with it.
Sure.
And you just got to keep going.
Right.
And you just got to keep working at it. And I think that like, my brothers are both in like programming.
Okay.
And they love it. Like they can, in their free time, be thinking about it. They can be entertained, like
that's
learning
crazy,
how to cook. That's
wild. Yeah,
that's
but that's what they fuck with though. Like, you know what I mean? It's
and so they're good at it.
Yeah, right.
And so they, but like I just don't have the interest. And so it's like,
right.
Even if I got the degree, I'm never gonna fucking use it.
Right.
Like, And so I think that's and so like in every step, I'm always just like, okay, like could I keep doing this?
Right.
Is this something that I could keep doing? And if not, what is something that I could do? What is like, and so that's really how I like the mentality that I've had that to help like try and carve, whatever path I'm carving.
Absolutely.
It's just like move away from discomfort, not in like I'm uncomfortable, I don't want to grow, but
yeah,
like,
right.
Move away from things
shit that like don't speak to, that like, you don't gravitate towards,
and,
right.
And even if something isn't going to like,
immediately serve you.
Immediately serve me.
Right.
It's like if I put the time in,
absolutely,
then like you can make it work. And my idea about myself is like I am probably average.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of average people out there doing things that I think are incredible. And it's just a time investment, right?
Yeah, like, I like that.
Anyone can go to a coding boot camp and learn how to code.
Right.
All right, so coding. So then I could probably learn how to code. A lot of people learn how to code, right?
Yeah, right.
I could probably learn how to and this is true for like.
Will.i.am did and didn't stop talking about that shit.
Yeah, but I think that's true for like everyone.
No. Facts though. Yeah, right.
Like whatever you want to do, like you could probably learn how to do it. Just like what are you gonna like? What are you gonna like? Put the time in for that.
Right.
And I think that's. I just try to be realistic with myself about like where am I going to put the time in? And
right.
Like with Gaslight, you mentioned like, I'm doing fucking admin, man.
We're gonna get all the way into that, bro.
I'm just trying to figure out how to like run a business,
dude.
And
like I have dog. Trust me,
liability insurance.
Yeah, right.
And like
what the
fuck? If someone was like, hey, like. You got to learn about liability insurance and find someone to buy it from and then like read a policy, like do all that shit. I would there's no way except it's for comedy.
Yeah, no.
So it's
like a byproduct.
Right, so now it's not even a thought. Now
exactly, right.
Now
you learn about liability insurance. Yeah.
Okay, I need this thing to make this other thing happen.
Exactly.
To make this other thing sustainable. All right. So like that's it. So yeah.
And like you'll take on those things in order to again like it just as the nuclear thing being it's because I'm doing what I fuck with, like, you know. So like again, like you said, it's not even a fucking thought. Unfortunately, bro, for me, I don't think any of my interests had fucking degrees, bro. I was just like, fuck. Like, I just looked at my GP. I was like, all this shit I can't even study, man. Just give me communication, bro. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Well, hey, you're communicating.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Yeah.
Honestly, I think people shit on communications, but so many people suck at communicating.
Listen,
people,
man. Listen,
like,
man.
oh, communications. Have you ever like talked to like a fucking like STEM head? Or like someone who's like just super like it's
just
like, all right, you're great. You're really good at this one thing, but you can't talk about it for shit.
No, literally.
You know,
literally.
there's a reason science communicator is a whole ass fucking job.
I didn't even know that. Like, yeah, that's
like
crazy.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay,
like,
interesting.
Or Bill
right.
Nye.
Right.
You know,
okay, right. Yeah,
communicator.
Fact.
Because like, you know, you can be the smartest guy in the world at fucking, you know, looking at
stars. But if you
stars,
can't relay that to people, right?
Then you need that person to bridge the gap, dude. Like we're fucking social animals. Communicating is everything. So then people shit on it, and it's like it's like when people shit on like the arts, and it's like, you know, and this is a meme. This is something that's online.
No, sure.
You know, like, okay, like don't listen to music, don't watch a movie. Don't literally don't consume art for like a week, and like
if that's even possible.
And how is your quality of life?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's possible, bro. Like how to not listen to a song, watch a like. It's what are we doing here?
I think there's this moment to moment disregard, but like I mean it's culture. It's the stuff that we venerate. Like,
right.
Know, you learn about like old cultures. You learn about their art. You learn about their architecture. You learn about
And art makes sense of life in any generation. Like it just makes sense of what's
it's communication, right?
Nah, facts.
It's communication to other people, and it's a way that we communicate with ourselves.
Yeah,
and I think that like, you know, just like what I was saying earlier, it's like, I need that thing to communicate with me, and that's different from what I say to everyone else.
No, sure, right.
So for me, having both practices is like crucial, and
super dope, man. Like bro, like again, like I agree with all the points that, like, you know, you just laid out, man. I'm totally with you, but just even getting back into like, you know, your career, like leading up, bro. So after, you know, like you graduate school, right? What's life looking like for you at the time? Like, were you just gonna dive head first into more open mics? Were you trying to find like a job to, like, you know, kind of stabilize yourself and then do open mics on the side? Or
I mean, this skips so before even graduating, I transferred to Pitt.
Wait, you did?
I transferred to Pitt. Yeah,
what
man.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Whoa, what the fuck?
After sophomore year, I transferred to Pitt.
Okay, word. Yeah, why'd you transfer?
Because Penn State had a really good program for learning film production.
Okay.
But I asked one of my professors, "Hey, how do you make a mockumentary?" And his response was, "I don't know, you make it." And I was that's like, all right,
like thank you, like, okay, yeah, right.
so that summer after my sophomore year, I was interning at a place called the Steeltown Entertainment Project, which has since been like rebranded under KDKA.
Okay.
And I was talking to someone who went to Pitt, and it was in Pittsburgh, and I told them that story, and he was like, "Oh, we have a mockumentary class at Pitt. We have a whole class for mockumentary." And I was just like, I'm transferring. Like,
okay, word. That's
like
crazy.
That it was like literally that. I was just like, okay, like
they had like a mockumentary class.
A class on like mockumentaries. It was called Making the Mockumentary.
Okay, just like that style of
like
word art.
Okay, here's how you do it. Here's a class for doing it. I was like,
That's
okay,
dope.
It sounds like Pitt has a program that's closer to what I want.
Okay.
And I talked to a mentor of mine, a guy named Charlie Humphrey, who ran Pittsburgh Filmmakers.
Okay.
When it was still around, and, you know, Filmmakers closed for, you know, it was the place where all the schools in Pittsburgh would send their film students for a production experience. But basically Point Park, CMU, and Pitt all started investing in their own gear and their own program, so they didn't have to send people to Filmmakers anymore, and so it you know, it didn't survive.
That's dope. That's crazy. Well, no, that's not dope.
But
like,
so it was closing right as I transferred to Pitt, so there were extra no production classes at the time because like Pitt hadn't built up its programs, but Filmmakers was closing, and so it was this weird in between.
Right.
But I focused a lot on like film theory, and I was asking Charlie, I was like, hey, like, what should I do, like production or theory? Like, I don't know. And he said, I literally got coffee with Charlie this morning for the first time in like years, and I told him, hey man, I think about this all the time, and I thought about this a lot, and he said, if you study production, it'll be easier to get a job out of the gate, right? Like you will have the skill set to sell, to be like on a set. You'll know how to do the job.
Okay.
If you study theory, you're going to have to figure it out for a while, but like it'll give you a base to like grow from.
Okay.
And so I went to Pitt and I studied theory, and man, it has been an eclectic 10 years. I sold cars. I worked for WWE SmackDown.
What?
No, you didn't. I was a writer's assistant for WWE.
Are you
SmackDown.
serious? Shout out to that. Shout out to that. And I can't geek out over that the way I want to, because this will be a whole other fucking podcast, bro.
Dude,
that's fucking insane. That's fire.
I spent my 23rd birthday in car sales training and my 24th birthday working on WrestleMania from home during lockdown.
That's fire, bro. That's fucking crazy. So you produced fucking the COVID WrestleMania. Like you worked on that job?
The role that I had on it was fucking small.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like basically like as a writer's assistant, they'd send out scripts and we would proofread them and schedule people for travel. And I would I was fucking 24.
Sure,
24 at the time. Part of me is like, I wish I could do it now at this age with my experience,
perspective
and my
on life.
confidence.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
At the time, I was like an anxious fucking mess.
Sure,
I
right.
was so fucking scared the whole time, and but I did that. It was just
that's
a thing that
crazy,
happened.
Bro. That's hard.
And
bro, all of my fucking post graduation jobs are not as flyers.
Dude, it's
crazy.
It's been a fucking crazy. It's been a crazy time.
Absolutely.
And transferring from Penn State to Pitt, I took a semester off because I was like, I didn't have time to sign up for classes.
Okay.
So fall of what would have been my junior year, I took off, and I wound up getting an internship on a Woody Allen movie as a production assistant.
That's crazy.
But they didn't fucking pay me.
Okay, that sucks.
It's like, you have money.
Yeah.
And so originally,
yo, Woody, yo, what's going on with that check, bro?
Well, so I told them, I was like, yeah, I'm doing it for college credit. Found out I couldn't do it for credit because I was transferring. Didn't tell them that. And then halfway through the production, I told them, oh yeah, I'm not doing this for credit. And they go, what? Because now they're breaking the law. And so they started paying me $50 a day.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
But
that's
that
crazy,
was my first experience on a set was Woody Allen's Wonder Wheel.
Okay.
Man, that movie is an autobiography. This is what Wonder Wheel's about. I read the script in the production office just because I had nothing to do one day.
Sure.
A writer in the 1950s is having an affair with an older woman.
Okay.
But then falls in love with her stepdaughter.
Yeah, Woody Allen. A Woody Allen protection.
and then the older woman who he was originally having the affair with lets her stepdaughter die. And then the writer's like, you're a bad person, older woman.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I wonder what this is about.
Who made this movie? Yeah.
Oh, man, this guy from 1950s Coney Island is he's so handsome and good at writing.
Yeah.
And, that older woman was such a bitch, dude.
Yeah, Goody Fallon is such a crazy guy in the 1950s. Yeah.
That was so
switches his name
oh my god. And then so that was
that's crazy though.
Yeah, I had my joke about that job for a while is people give Woody Allen a lot of shit, but he's actually a really cool guy. He's really social and he brought his fucking wife to bring your daughter to work. That dude, fucking family man.
Some family man, yo, some family guy. That's hilarious. Yo, man.
We can cut this out.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the waveform. Am I talking too quiet? Or
No.
Is this good? Okay.
No. You're coming in the headphones.
Perfect,
No. You're all good, bro. Yeah, no, but good shit. Keep an eye on that.
Absolutely.
I always got to turn back and just make sure. But no, we're good again. I can pick you up.
This might segue into everything else, but production shit is
no.
That's what I did for.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But no, we're definitely about to get into getting all that. But again, I'm just trying to give people the full scope in case this their first time seeing you, bro. Like,
it might be. Wait. So I'm the king of getting distracted.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
If you're I can shut the fuck up.
No, bro. And I'm gonna rein in, but bro, trust me, this is like best case scenario. You know what I mean,
Okay.
and like you're not talking about stuff that like doesn't relate to what we're like fucking talking about. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So,
cool.
Bro, tell all the stories you want. I mean, go into any anecdotes you want, bro. Like, trust me, bro. So like people, again, I just want them to get the full scope. So all those jobs, bro, like. I mean, shit, bro. Like, were you still doing stand up on the side? I mean, like, how you making time for it? Like, that's crazy.
So this is the crazy thing is like I've always done a lot of shit, and that's why like earlier I was saying like getting to open mics, like especially like okay, fucking where am I starting? All right. I feel like I've always been someone that has like not gone to as many open mics as like other comedians, and that like in a city like Pittsburgh that gets noticed because the scene is so small.
Right.
Okay. It's big enough that you don't know everyone well, but it's small enough that you know of everyone.
Absolutely.
And whether it was like in college having like night classes and then I can't go out because of that, or if it's like bouncing around job to job because I studied film, and, and I don't have a 9 to 5 and I'm just fucking bumbling.
Yeah, right.
Or like, or whatever it was. Sure. Like it was, not having a car. I mean, little shit.
Absolutely. No, facts.
And so like, I wouldn't be out that often, but in my head, like everything I'm doing is towards entertainment, is towards stand-up, is towards art.
Right.
Even if like right now it's not looking like it. And
sure.
so there were a lot of people that would be like, I haven't seen you in a while. And in my head, I'm like, this is literally like the first time I could have been here.
Yeah, right.
In like months.
Right.
Like this is the first opportunity I had and I'm here, and it's like nobody sees that, right?
Yeah, right.
And so it's that was hard for a long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, how'd you like, kind of combat those moments? Like
it was discouraging. I think for a lot of time I didn't want to go out. And I've taken long breaks from stand up in the last decade.
And I feel like that's like common in everyone, like, journey as far as like comedy goes.
It's because you got life to figure out, man. You got
absolutely.
And it's if you don't figure out the life, then you can't do stand up, right?
Bro, like we had an episode. Bro, shout out to Shrine, man. Steven Shrine, bro. I mean, he's a producer that works on a lot with Mike.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And he was just talking about, bro, like literally like exactly what you were saying, bro. Like you can love, comedy as much as you want. Like, you can just go off the feel of that, like the love for it. But stomach starts growling. A little bit hard to write jokes when you're hungry. A little bit hard to write jokes when someone's when's the rent due? You know what I mean? Like,
I've been very fortunate to like whether it's through finding work or just having a supportive family.
Yeah,
and I'm being fully honest.
Yeah, right.
That like I've never been in dire straits.
Right.
Like, I've had friends to crash with.
Thanks.
I've had family to crash with,
and
like when I moved to New York, I moved to New York in September of 2019.
Okay,
which was ill-timed.
Bro, tell me about it, bro. I moved to fucking.
We're gonna,
right. Yeah.
We'll fucking believe me. We'll get there. But like, I had a cousin who, like, my dad's first cousin, my first cousin once removed. My fucking so kind and generous, let me stay, sleep on a fold-out ottoman in her studio apartment with her.
Word.
And like, that's how I got to New York. That's how I put my feet down.
Yeah, right.
And so like. I've benefited so much from the kindness and generosity of my friends and my family.
Love, yeah.
So like, I can't sit here and say like, man, I have been like truly scared financially.
Right.
And that is a privilege.
And like, I don't necessarily think it has to get to that point, but like, shit is. It's not linear. You know what I mean? Like you had your ebbs and flows with shit. Like,
yeah, well, I'd say like for me, the things that have like held me back are, it's like mental health stuff.
Absolutely, sure.
Or health and mental health, honestly. It's just like, it's easy to get obsessive and it's easy to like put all of your time into something. And like, I have like a joint disorder. Okay. So like all of my shit bends more than it should.
Yeah, no, the dexterity really isn't there, right?
It truly.
Yeah.
So right. I literally found out, one of the symptoms of this is being clumsy as a kid.
No,
and I was like,
nah, they just fucking they put that in while you were reading that shit. They're like
mobility syndrome.
Yeah,
all of my shit, I'll show you later how much my knees bend backwards.
Oh, holy shit,
so
that's crazy.
If I don't take care of it, I'm in just like constant pain all over my body.
Right.
So it's like finding the balance of like doing manual labor on like movie sets. And then being like, just fucking everything hurts because I don't have I literally don't have a body built for just that kind
labor.
of it's like I shouldn't run.
Right.
When I was selling cars, some physical therapists came in and they were like, "Oh, you're hypermobile. You're gonna be in a lot of pain when you're older." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up!"
All right, man. Do you want this Honda? Like,
lady, what the fuck is your That is maybe a little truncated, but like that happened that tersely. Just like, oh yeah, later life is going to be difficult for you. Lady, right. I'm 22. Yeah. Shut up.
Well, guess what? You don't qualify for this 2019 Hyundai, so
I think we're hurt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right?
But yeah, like that and mental health.
Yeah,
and I think that's the shit where it's like, you gotta
take care of that.
You gotta take care of
absolutely
yourself, you like to the best of your ability.
For sure.
It's like, you get the base and then you get the second layer, and I feel like every time I try to ignore one of those layers, every time I try to jump over something and be like, oh well, I'll put that off. Whether it's emotional, mental, social, financial, like it comes back.
Absolutely,
dude.
Bro.
And like, yeah, I'm
absolutely
getting close to 30. I'm done learning lessons. I'm like, I'm just like, I don't want to learn anything else.
Right. Take me out of school, right? Yeah.
Literally, yeah. Every time something like I can tell, like I'm about to fucking find out, I'm just like, I don't want to. I don't want to learn right now.
I don't want to fucking learn, bro. That's crazy, bro. So and just even from like a personal standpoint, bro, like with the breaks that you took back, from stand up again to take care of that other shit, like when did you, or like when would you say like you got comfortable on stage, like truly comfortable?
Oh, okay, wait, I actually have like a very specific answer for this.
Yeah.
So after I graduated, and like literally, I remember I put on a show with, it was like one of the first shows I ever produced.
Okay.
It was with a friend's basement, and I remember that night I had just gotten like the email that like, okay, yes, I got hired at the car dealership. Like,
okay, word, all right, word. Like, it's lit.
Like so, just that phase, right?
Yeah, right.
I was so uncomfortable on stage. I would like shake. I would like wouldn't like talk very loud.
Was this in New York?
This is in Pittsburgh.
Okay, gotcha,
so this is right after graduate. So I graduated college in December of 2018.
Okay.
So this is February of 2019.
Okay, word. All right, word.
So I was like scared on stage, right? Like I hadn't gotten comfortable in all the years of like doing stuff.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, like I'll be a character. Like I won't be me. I'll go up and I'll be like, I'll give myself a different name. I'll give myself a different thing. And I had like a voice. I kind of dressed like Hunter S. Thompson a little bit. Like, I wore like a really baggy shirt.
Yeah, right.
And I was Andy Clever.
Yeah.
And I wrote this just fucking bizarre, absurd set.
Yeah.
Like this very alt set.
Yeah.
And it was in my friend's basement, and it was, and I just fucking, like, I went up and I just sent it. I just I was just like, and the joke that I would start with, I'd get on stage and I just kind of like give everyone this weird look, and I just yell, "Whoa, bear! Whoa, bear!" You see, in the Boy Scouts, they only teach you how to scare, like, or what is it? I'm scared of, it's been a long time. Fellas, I'm scared of two things: audiences and bears. But in the Boy Scouts, they only teach you how to scare away bears. Whoa, bear!
Yeah.
Sorry, you startled me. Now, they've given me the advice. Just imagine I'm naked. But here's the thing: bears come naked. That's how they seduce you. It's just weird. Just a weird fucking set. But like, it's like, okay, like it's not me. I step outside of myself.
Right.
And so I did that set, And my friend was like, that was really funny. And, I was just like, okay, I can do this.
Sure,
I know what this is. And so I didn't really do that character much.
Yeah.
But that set, that character, just that practice.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Okay, like, what's it look like if I am this other character that is like totally absurd, whereas I think of myself as like very like mild and reserved.
Yeah, right.
And, it wasn't like a switch flipping, but I think that was the start of me feeling comfortable as like a performer and comfortable, like if it's to entertain, if it's to perform, like, I wouldn't slide up on you and be like, hey.
yeah.
But, like if I'm doing like a little act out, I'm trying to make a point on something.
It's easier. It's easier to just like, like use that as a vehicle to like, get your shit off. Absolutely.
That's not me. That's Andy Clever.
Yeah. That's not me. Like, bro, just like Andy Kaufman, bro. Like, that's not me. That's Tony Clifton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No. I mean, I totally get it, bro. So
yeah, that's that exercise.
Okay.
And something else that I would do, and I don't know if I'd recommend this, but I would bomb intentionally.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I would literally have like heart, like I would be so fucking nervous on stage. I was like, I have to desensitize myself to this. Like I have to get like comfortable disappointing people,
right?
Because like even if you're great, like you're gonna say something where you're like, there's gonna be a laugh here,
right,
and there's not gonna be a laugh. And the pros, that happens, they just keep going,
right.
The audience doesn't know,
right.
That
separates,
the skill.
yeah,
like
right.
Rolling with it. And I was like, I gotta learn how to do that. I gotta be able to stand on stage and get looked at, and not feel anything. Like I need to be desensitized to this if I want to do this,
right?
And so there was a period where I would like get on stage, and some people were probably like, you should just write good jokes, like,
right.
For me, like getting comfortable, I was like I need to focus on being comfortable in this spot. Like I can write a million things, but I can't get up and say it confidently and say it with my full chest.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, did that help you? Do you think?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm biased.
Yeah, right.
Like,
right,
I literally, it's like, hey, how did you learn this thing? And I'm just like, ask someone else if I'm good. Like, I don't know, like,
right, but
I don't fucking know, man.
Right.
I'm just, I just wake up and I try and I go to bed.
Yeah.
like I
repeat.
Like literally.
Nah, facts.
I've just, yeah.
No, I mean, but bro, it's just like the nucleus of like, why they came about it. Again, they should just desensitize yourself and just get comfortable. I mean, I think I get it. Like,
you gotta create your normal.
I honestly think that if people start off killing it, that kind of hurts them, and then like they get their first bomb and then they're crestfallen. They don't even know what to do.
So at Penn State, my freshman year,
yeah.
I like got on some shows, like coming out of the gate, like I think I did pretty well.
Yeah,
like,
no, facts, right.
And then sophomore year, I had like a very severe mental health crisis. And I,
you obviously don't gotta go into it. I mean,
I will say I overshared about it on a podcast a couple years ago. And the guy,
dope.
the guy who ran the podcast had a reputation of being insane, and he went, do you want me to? I don't think he ever put it out.
Yeah, right.
I think it was just like, hey, no. No.
I'm gonna do us both a favor.
That's
So,
but so like it affected how I could show up. And like it basically caused some like very intense OCD symptoms.
Okay.
But not like Adrian Monk.
Yeah,
I solved crimes.
You weren't solving no crimes, right? Yeah.
It wasn't like I'm gonna wash my hands a million times, but it was like, am I allowed to get a haircut? If I get a haircut and I look different, is that cosmically bad? Do I have to look like Jesus?
Right.
Like,
yeah. Right.
Like just like insane.
Sure.
And so it's hard to write jokes when you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah. Right.
And so then I didn't, and then because I had been doing well the year prior, it definitely made it like worse, because I was like, I didn't know how to process the fact that like, oh well, now I'm like limited in a way that I wasn't. Like I don't have like the same energy to bring, and I'm not getting on as many shows, and am trying to learn, even to this day, how to deal with failure and disappointment.
Sure.
And at that time, I stopped doing stand-up sophomore year.
Yeah.
I didn't really do much stand-up because, you know, it's not like I couldn't show up and feel like I wasn't doing what I thought I should be doing. I couldn't meet myself where I was at.
Right.
And so I didn't do anything. And that's always been the thing that's kept me from, from practicing. It's like being disappointed in myself and being like, I should be better right now. I should be as good as I am on my best day every day. And, there are people that started after me, and there are people that I started with at Penn State that are in the Pittsburgh scene now, and they're funnier than I am.
Right,
Flat out, they are funnier than I am.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I am so easily, or historically, I've been so easily discouraged from showing up, even if I'm not my best, and giving it my all, even if my all is less than it is at a different time.
Sure.
And so,
no, I mean, like, I resonate with that, man. I mean, like, I feel like I'm still bad with that myself, for sure.
It's hard.
I'm still on that journey for myself.
And like, I think that I try to think of art as like it's a practice for life, right? It's about everything.
Absolutely.
And I love, comedy and film are like those are the things, right? Those are like, I don't want to do anything else for money.
Yeah.
But I love drawing. I love, trying to learn how to finger pick.
Right.
And it's like, but like in doing that, just any practice, anything, like you learn so much about yourself. And like, especially when you hit something where you're like, whoa, this is hard. I don't know how to do this. Like that's where you have the opportunity to grow.
Absolutely.
And I think that I spent a lot of time not recognizing that. And, it's something that I just try to be mindful of. Like,
absolutely.
We're fluid beings, right? We are different today than we are yesterday, and we'll be different tomorrow. And whether it's stand up or in your friendships or with your parents or your kid or whoever, like, it just know where you are, like take stock every day and be where you are. And if you can wish things were a different way,
right?
But things are how they are, and you gotta deal with things as they are and not deal with the way you wish things were.
Yeah.
And I've lost a lot of time trying to fix what I wish the problem was instead of trying to fix what the problem was.
I mean, so you and me both, man. And like, let me just say again, bro, like what you've carved out for yourself, man, you should be super proud of yourself, bro. Like even just, bro, ups and downs included, just really not in spite of everything, but all those things considered, you've gotten like fucking here today, bro, which is a testament, you know what I mean, to just like, you. It's a testament to you for real. Like
day to day, it's hard to stay motivated.
Sure.
But year to year, there's nothing else.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's like, it's the long haul, right?
No,
it's
absolutely.
40 years, right? 30 now, but fucking
dude, bro, fucking tell you. I mean, bro, like you said, niggas is closing in on 30, bro. Like, it's just, you should, and like, I'm not, like, to be honest, like, I'm not the most, because like, I think 30s should be a new. That's what I'm saying, like a new peak, a new level, like, like.
You know what? I like. So there's this author named Margaret Atwood.
Okay.
And there's a book she wrote called The Blind Assassin. Better known for The Handmaid's Tale, but she's very prolific.
Right.
One of my favorite books is The Blind Assassin. And in the book, there's this scene where the main character, as an old woman, is looking at her granddaughter. And there's like, the granddaughter doesn't know who the grandmother is because the grandmother was estranged from her daughter, but all this stuff. And there's just this one line where the main character thinks to herself, she was beautiful in the way that only young people are, and or in the way that young people can be.
Okay. And
I always dealt with body image issues, and like, whether body image or feeling like I'm getting old, or I'm getting this. It's like, there's going to be a day when I look at someone who is the age I am now, and I just think, wow, like they got so much life ahead of them.
Right,
and, I think that when, when you're 80, you're gonna look at people in their 60s and be like, you got a lot of life left in.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's. I feel like, old is when you're about. It's like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. I love that. That's like hilarious.
You're old for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
But like, if you take care of yourself,
right?
You, like, keep yourself open to new experiences.
Sure.
I think that helps a lot. And if it doesn't, don't tell me. Because even if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be better off
not even knowing.
Better off just
ignorance is bliss in this scenario.
And like, whether it keeps me young or it doesn't, if I keep myself open to new experiences, I'm probably going to be better off.
That's
so
what
I'll tell myself
type shit, right?
Story I need to tell myself.
Whatever the fuck needs to happen.
Whatever I need to do to stay, to stay doing
facts,
stay,
bro.
like, interested and curious.
Absolutely, bro. So I do want to get to the super dope stuff you're doing now, with Gaslight. But before you even met Amir, to create Gaslight, I think it was like 3 years ago you met him to create that.
Yeah. Where did you do your research?
Hey man, listen, it's my job, brother.
Damn.
I got to. But you had even prior to Gaslight, Delirium that you were working at, which was the Where's my job, bro? 121. You were 121, man. But bro, no, I just want to
the Delirium.
Yeah, bro. I just want to
oh my God,
I want to speak. Yeah. How did that come about, bro? Prior to Gaslight, and just like a little 2-part question. Like, when you were making Gaslight, I mean, was there anything you learned when you were setting up Delirium or doing that you brought into Gaslight?
You're like a fucking magician.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll answer your questions. You goddamn. There's no trace of the Delirium. There's maybe an Instagram account from years ago. There's a defunct email. Like, this shit does not. How did you? Man, if I ever need a PI, I'm gonna fucking God damn.
I'm crying, bro. It's low key been a while since I got one of those. So I'm glad you fuck with it. But now, bro, it's just literally my job, man.
But I'm telling you how I do my job. Fuck. All right. I've done a lot of things, and you are aware of them. I'm not even fucking aware of them. I'm oh, you did. I looked at your IMDb page. I did that. I did a lot of things.
That's hilarious.
Fuck, man. All right. The Delirium. Okay, so the person that I put on the Andy Kleber. That show.
Yeah. Okay.
That friend of mine. Her name. Did I say names on the podcast?
I mean, totally up to you, bro. Yeah.
She's not a public figure.
Yeah, no, bro, it's totally your discretion. Yeah.
The only reason I'm not saying your name if you're watching this is because I don't know if you want that.
Yeah. Consent is huge.
My friend of mine who I worked with at Green Mountain Energy. So there was a point where I was selling wind power.
Okay. I don't even know how you sell wind power.
Hey, man, you like wind?
It's all around us.
Hey. Okay, so it was a direct sales job. We'd stand in the streets, and I'd literally stop people saying, "Hey, what's your favorite thing about wind?" And they'd go, "What?" And I go, "My favorite thing is that if you live in the state of Pennsylvania, you are actually allowed to choose your home energy supplier. You see, there are some states that have deregulated energy suppliers.
That's
so you
hilarious.
Can't pick your distributor. Yeah. Those are the guys who own the line. But you can pick where they get the power from to send to your house. And if you sign up with us, Green Mountain Energy, we will make sure that all of the power that you are using is coming from renewable sources. So, this isn't a one-stop fix-all for every global problem, but this is a great way to reduce your carbon footprint. And the more people who invest in renewable energy month to month like this, the more renewable energy gets made, the higher the demand. And so you see, this is just one way to vote with your dollar for a cleaner world. I can sign you up today if you like.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Lights green. I gotta go. Yeah.
Believe it or not, that job actually, I would not be where I was today if I didn't have that job because I learned how to sell.
Yeah. No facts. Yeah. No, bro. Absolutely.
So we worked together at Green Mountain Energy, and we put on that show, and we worked together again at a bakery. And then we put that show on in her basement, and then I moved to New York. And then when I came back, post-COVID, I wanted to do shows, and I reached out and was like, hey, like, I had a lot of fun producing that show with you. She like built the stage. She did all the set deck. She made it a vibe. And I was like, do you want to do shows? Do you want to, like, I'll book the comics. I'll, like, run the show, and, like, you help, like, decorate it. And she was like, yeah, that's fucking fun. Let's do it. And so we did that for, I think, a year. And at a certain point, she was like, it wasn't making, man, that did not make money. That was trial and error. And, at a certain point, she was like, I don't know if this is doing it for me, like, and my goal, I think it was 2022, I was like, I want to produce one show a month for the next year. And even if they suck, even if I don't do a good job, even if what failure is an option.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
I will learn something. Like, I will be better for it. And so that's what I did. I reached out to places. I started saying, hey, can I do a show here? Can I do a show here? I bought a speaker. And I just started grinding. I just started, like, figuring out the name is actually, so the name I got from a Mac Miller song.
Okay, word. All right.
What is it? I think it's like this the song Angel Dust off of Faces.
Okay. Great album.
3 Day Delirium, getting weirder than Austin.
Okay.
And that word delirium.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
My thought was like, okay, like, the suffix "ium," like, that's a place, right? The Coliseum, a museum, an atrium.
Wow.
The Orpheum.
Yeah.
The Orpheum? Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Yeah. For sure, yeah. I knew what that was before this conversation.
And so the way that I spelled it was with the EUM.
Okay.
Because it was like, like a museum, Coliseum. Delirium.
Right, yeah.
It's a place you go.
Yeah.
So I wanted there to be.
Okay, wow, yeah.
So the thought was, hey, like, there's nowhere in Pittsburgh doing, like, alt, weird, comedy, right? Like, it's just not a thing here. And so I want these shows to be, like, a little bit higher production value. I'll have a spotlight. I'll have, like, I'll take what I know from doing, like, video production. I had my friend who was doing all, like, this, making it, like, look good and, like, decorating and making it, like, a thing. And so it was like, okay, like, I want to do, like, the Delirium. And so I put a lot of love into those. God, my friend, I had some friends that were a house band when we were at venues that were big enough for it. And so there was, like, a theme that they would play, and, like, I would always host, and the host bit would always be, like, it would be something with the band, right? And so, like, there was one where I'd come out and, like, they play me on, and I'm about to talk, and then they, play another note, and then I'm like, go to talk, and they play a note again, and, like, just arguing with the band all night. Then there was one, and this, I got stabbed.
Oh shit.
Fake stabbed.
Okay.
Blood pack.
Okay.
But I'm on stage, and I say, people always say, Eben, is it scary being up there? I can't even imagine being on stage like that. And I think, you know what? A lot of people say that they think being up here would be scary, but actually, I'm so comfortable up here. There is actually nowhere I feel safer. And right when I said safer, someone walked out from behind the stage wearing a cowboy hat and, like, a bandana, and stabbed me with a fake knife and burst a blood pack. And the band goes, "Oh my God, like, Eben, are you okay?" And I just go, "Oh. Yeah, so anyway, got an awesome show for you." And they're like, "No, Eben, you need a doctor. Is anyone in here a doctor?" "Oh, yeah, what's that like?" And so then between every set, I would come out, and I had someone in the back putting on, like, makeup to make me look like more gaunt, sweating, more blood on. So the whole night I'm, like, losing blood.
Just bleeding out.
And they're like, "Go to the hospital." I'm like,
no, bro. Eben, man, thank you so fucking much for coming through, bro. It's been Nothing but a pleasure, bro. Just fucking chopping it up with you, man. I think this is one of my favorite ups in a while, man. But
damn,
you know, this is just the part of the pod where if you want to plug anything, you know, maybe like, you know, where the you know, next Gaslight shows are coming up, or like just you know, really where they can find you at social media, you know, anything.
Okay. Shit, I talked too much.
No, bro, you're fine. We got a whole hour, bro.
Okay. Gaslight Comedy. We're getting our website launched soon, but we're on Eventbrite right now. If you want to see any of our shows, everything is posted on Eventbrite. Look up Gaslight Comedy PGH. That is our Instagram. And Google is really powerful. You'll find our Eventbrite. We have Winston Hodges coming on July 6th and Lucas Arnold coming on July 20th. Both are going to be at St. Clair Social in the East End. Next month, we are actually producing a fundraiser for the Justice Max Baer Memorial Fund, which raises money for kids in bad circumstances. Justice Max Baer was the Chief Justice of Pennsylvania for a long time. He got a start in family court, and throughout his career, he championed, you know, like just causes for children. And he started the Allegheny County Music Festival as a fundraiser, and he passed recently, and we are working with the Memorial Fund to continue that work. So we have a show at the Pittsburgh Winery on July 17th. If you are feeling philanthropic and you want to come to a comedy show, that's a great way to donate, get entertained for a night. And then on September 27th, we have a Mystery Science Theater style show at Row House. And every first and third Saturday of the month, we're at St. Clair Social. And we're just adding more.
What's your IG handle?
Sir?
What's your IG handle?
I am Eben.Parker. I should post more.
No problem, man. Yo, Eben, my man, thank you so much for coming again, bro. Episode 121, MIC Podcast, man, where everyone's a master of their own creation. We got Eben Parker in the fucking building, bro. And we're out, man. Peace.